Do you find yourself burned out at work, burned out after work, burned out on the weekends, just burned out on life in general? I am going to share with you the hidden cause, what I call the expectation gap, and it changed my life for the better. Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm a career coach who helps burned out workers over the age of 40 quit their 9 to 5 and start their solo careers. And today we are going to explore the expectation gap and identify it in your life. So let's uncover it together. But first, please share what your current burnout struggles are. Drop them in the comments below because we are going to fix it. Burnout skyrockets when we are in our 40s. And it's often because what we want from life and work, like balance, fulfillment, growth, doesn't match with what we currently have. And this was the widening gap that I noticed between what I wanted to get out of life and what I was actually doing. I kind of felt lost. Are you experiencing that in some way? I call this the expectation gap. And I 100% believe that it is the root cause of burnout. And I realized it after years of exhaustion. Now let's explore what it means and how it's affecting you. The expectation gap is the disconnect between the life you say you want and the life you currently have. And it creates frustration, growing dissatisfaction, and huge amounts of stress. So let me break it down. Maybe what you really want is to have a job with flexibility that allows you to spend more time with your family, but your current role demands 60-hour weeks, and you find yourself bartering away time with your family to keep up with the workload. Or you really crave a supportive culture, but right now you're in a toxic environment and you just don't see a way out. And this gap just drains away your energy over time and leads to burnout. For example, I used to work 70-hour work weeks, thinking that if I just kept working harder, that my work level would dissipate, but it never did. In fact, it only grew. What I wanted was time freedom, but instead I was imprisoned by my work. And the gap left me burned out and dreading every day. Now, somewhere in your late 30s to early 40s, you notice that your priorities begin to shift. You start maybe valuing balance over ambition or having purposeful, meaningful work instead of a higher pay. But if your job doesn't align to those values, then that expectation gap grows and so does your burnout. A 2019 Forbes article found that midlife professionals often reassess their goals and they start asking, who am I when I'm no longer in this job? And the expectation gap forces you to confront that question. Now take a moment to reflect mindfully. Are there things about your work that are widening the gap between the life that you want and the life that you have? What do you want from your work and life in general right now? Is it things like flexibility, a supportive team, perhaps time for hobbies? Now, compare that to your current reality. Now, where is the mismatch? For me, it was time freedom. I wanted a flexible work schedule that could travel, but my job had me locked into constant availability. And that gap was my burnout trigger. And this exercise helped me figure out what I needed to change. And as a school principal, I really couldn't get a flexible schedule. I couldn't negotiate a change. So I started my own business. So here is your action step. Grab a notebook and list 3 to 5 things you want from your work and life, like better balance or growth opportunities, and compare them to your current reality to identify your expectation gap. Take 10 minutes to do this mindfully. It is a game changer. And in a future video, we are going to discuss in depth how to close this expectation gap. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Now to recap, we discussed the expectation gap, which is the hidden cause to your burnout. We talked about how to identify it by comparing what you want to what you currently have. Now, if you got value from this video, please give that like button a tap and subscribe for more burnout recovery tips and strategies to leave your 9 to 5 and start a solo business. Now, what's one thing you really want from your job that you're not getting? Drop it in the comments below. I would love to hear from you and build our community of midlife solopreneurs who are beating burnout together. And check out the video that's showing on your screen now, and I'll see you in the next one.